My trip to the 2011 Southeastern Students for Renewable Energy Conference began with a surprisingly pleasant 7-hour car ride. Along the way, we stopped at a viewpoint and saw this bald eagle. I'd never seen one in the wild before, and watching it, it felt as if the universe itself was ushering me into the weekend ahead. We arrived just in time for the welcome speech and the keynote, and I was immediately learning about energy consumption and technology. If I learned that much on the first night, I was pretty psyched for what would come the rest of the weekend. The next morning, I forgot my camera in the hotel room, but the important part is I learned about dealing with media and getting corporations to do the right thing. I was just so happy to be surrounded by peers, squished into classrooms, all of us on the edge of our seats to learn about activism, energy, and the environment. After lunch, I went to a packed meeting about Occupy. I have to say, one of my favorite things about the movement is the way it emphasizes respect of its members in communication. We listened intently, used hand signals, we made sure everyone got to speak. I wish everybody who objects to Occupy could have been in that room with me and felt the love. In the Alabama State breakout, we talked about the issues on our campuses, revived a network, and established communication between our groups so that we could all help each other achieve great things. And then we played an awesome game called Evolution as our energizer. I got stuck as an egg and I decided to film instead. That night at the plenary, I listened to so many inspiring people doing so much to save our planet, but out of all of them, the one that hit home was this girl, because she came along as I was tearing up about the fate of our future and told me that my sadness was an expression of my love. In the morning, I learned about the involvement of banks and coal mining and how you can fight that intersection. I then went to a workshop on renewable energy technologies and figured out how a solar panel works, what kind of wind turbines there are, and got a bit mad that we aren't using these awesome inventions instead of lighting on fire a bunch of black sludge made of fossilized plants. That afternoon, we had a rally against the Keystone XL pipeline, aka one of the worst ideas ever, and I got to hear great chants like this. Hey, Obama, we don't need no fucking drama. We also had many speakers, like this girl, who told us about seeing dolphins after the BP oil spill lift themselves out of the water and watch their home on fire. We went from campus into the streets to tell everyone we could about the pipeline and trying to stop it. But after all the wonder that was Asheville, we did finally have to go home. On that 7-hour car ride back, I thought about what I learned at SSREC, what I really took away from it. And I came back to seeing that bald eagle. Because to me, that's what I care the most about, saving animals. And even though we all want to work towards helping the planet, everyone at that conference had something specific they wanted to protect. Whether it's an eagle or a mountaintop, there is something in this world that we love enough to fight for. That's what makes the environmental movement so strong. That's what I felt all weekend. That's what my sadness is an expression of. And that is what I felt looking up at the eagle. Love. It's hard to be an activist, but in the end, I know we will win because we don't fight for greed or for power or for money. Just love.